been a minute. I think we were off last week, so today we're back, and I'm super excited about our guest. His name is Theren, and he's been with APN for a while now, and he's working in the contact center. So has a super cool story, is super awesome with the way that he is able to interact with clients. So I'm excited for you guys to get to meet him today and hear a little bit about what brought him to APN, what he's doing now, and what he's excited about in his lifetime. So we'll wait for him to jump on in just a second. Here he goes. Here's his request. Hey, what's up?
Hey everybody, how's it going?
Good. How are you? Thanks for joining us on Team Tuesday today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here. This is cool.
Yay. Yeah. And you're repping APN too. You got the hat ready to go.
That's right.
Not messing around. Not messing
Team
around.
player here.
Yeah.
You know?
We love to see it. We love to see it. Okay. So are you, is contact center working from home during coronavirus as well? You look like you're in your house, not the office.
Yeah, we started working in March from home. So at first it was definitely a little difficult. Working in an office setting, taking lots of phone calls, interacting with clients and families is easier in an office, but I think we've definitely proved that we can work from home and do a great job, a
Yeah.
satisfactory job.
That's great. It was crazy from, I mean, I would see you every day when we would like swap offices to get coffee or whatever. And now I'm like, I haven't seen you since March. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It's like, I talk to everybody through email or see emails, and it's
Yeah.
like these people through the internet that you like chat with, but never really interact in person with anymore. You know?
Yeah. It's good to remember that we still exist in the world. So that's great. Well, yeah, thanks for being here. So tell us a little bit about what your job is at APN Lodge and what that kind of entails day to day. What do you do?
So I am a contact center agent, or I guess in other words, admissions coordinator to some extent.
Yeah.
We at the contact center, we're the first point of contact next to, unless an individual is working with a community relations director, we're the first point of contact for them. They call in and, they want information about the program, or they call in with a crisis. And our job kind of entails giving them information. Possibly it can be help calm them down to get the information or to see what their goal is. Are you seeking treatment at this time? Are you just looking for someone to talk to? Do you need to, find a program that would be a better fit for you than our program? I work with a lot of families. It can be parents, spouses, brothers, sisters, or just the individual themselves. And I give them information to kind of see if this is a good fit. So it's all the way from giving information to collecting financials. We're the whole process for the most part until they step foot into the facility.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think I learned so much when the contact center started coming online about how influential you guys are in that process of like the moment of crisis to the moment of treatment. You're very intricately involved in that decision making and kind of step by step.
We are, and I think we have a really good team that works really close together, us in the contact center. There's like 4 or 5 of us, and we all kind of help make decisions together, or we'll bounce decisions. We want to help everybody the best we can. I mean, our goal is to not deny anybody for treatment if we don't have to. We want to bring them in. We want to get them help. It doesn't always work that way, but our goal is to do our best, whether it's with us or a different facility.
Yeah.
So we will do whatever we can to help individuals that call in seeking help.
Mm-hmm. Which I think is so awesome. That is one thing that really sticks out to me about the admissions process for us is that we want them to get help more even sometimes than we want them to specifically come to our treatment center. So like wherever, if they're not a good fit for us, we'll help connect them to somebody else instead of just being like, no, you're not a good fit. Like, good luck. I think that's super valuable, especially when someone's in kind of panic mode or like they're ready. You want to get them in as quick as possible.
Sure. I can say that I've been that person on the other side of the phone. looking for treatment. And, the process it's not easy. It takes time. I think a lot of us think, oh, we'll just go to treatment, but, it's a little more complicated. Sometimes it can take up to a week,
Yeah.
and when you're in a crisis, a week is a long time to be in a crisis, So, I totally understand. I mean, I want to make the process as easy for them as possible. Say if it doesn't work out with us or it's not the right program, I'm not going to hang up and say, okay,
Yes.
well, good luck. I'm going to either call somebody else who I think can help them or refer them to someone who can help them better than I can.
Yeah, I love that. And so important for helping everybody. Like it's one big push to get everybody healthy, right? So, like you said, I mean, tell us a little bit about your story. How did you get here? What got you interested in mental health and addiction treatment? And why are you passionate about it?
Yeah, so I myself had struggled with substance abuse, for a long while, from an early age, you could say 17, 18, and it came very apparent that I needed to get sober. I didn't know who I was, what I liked, what I wanted. I might have thought I did, but I didn't, and, my priorities were very scrambled and my life was a mess. So, through trials and tribulations, eventually, at a young age, I decided to get sober. And that's when I was really able to kind of find out who I was and what I liked, and like really look at me and not look at what I thought made me happy or the substances or the outside, valuables that made me happy. I had to take a look on the inside. And so, realizing that, I kind of always to some extent knew that I wanted to help people. And I felt like that was my purpose. Doesn't have to be in mental health. It could be in something else, but I knew that helping people is probably what I'm supposed to do. I don't know how, but in some way. So, I started working in treatment after I had a couple years sober, as like an RA, recovery advocate, or out here in California, we call them mental health technician, or, there's different names from all over. And so, that was my first taste of what it was like to work in a, behavioral health facility, working with individuals who had struggled with the same thing that I struggled with. And, my goal was to just simplify it for them and give them some glimpse of hope that I got. And as well, show them they can have a better life and that the individuals can get through this. And what may seem like some sort of hell for an individual, and they're hopeless and there's no ending story to it. There is an ending story to it. It's just taking these little steps to get there. And so I always thought, that was what I kind of became good at, I guess. And I management. And so I did that for a while. And you can help people in any industry. So I got into crisis management in the entertainment industry. So I worked on films and I worked on productions and I traveled for a long time doing that, traveling with different actors. Anybody who's kind of catered by any sort of production company or under contract with them, I was involved with working with them, So I did that for a while, and then that lifestyle was a little hectic. So I decided I wanted to settle down and I wanted a little bit more of a normal life, for my family and my future family and that sort of thing. And so my girlfriend actually had met my boss, Craig, somehow. And she said, hey, I know a guy. I was living in New York City at the time. And she said, I know a guy who's, out here. He's trying to start a team, for this treatment center. You should call him. And so I called him when I was living in New York and say, hey, I'm thinking about moving back to, Malibu, Los Angeles area. And I heard you're looking for a team. And he said, come on in for an interview when you get here. So I moved back and went in, and it just kind of worked out that way. That's how I kind of got here at All Points North. But I have worked in mental health, behavioral health, substance abuse treatment, on and off to some extent for the last, I guess you could say, 8 years.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't realize there was a connection with you. Like, you had known your girlfriend had known Craig. I thought we just like miraculously stumbled upon you and you happened to be great at your job.
No, my girlfriend, she's a psychologist, so she like was applying for some sort of position in mental health. And
Okay.
the position that she was looking for through Craig, it wasn't really in her expertise. So she said, hey, this is something that, more for you. So it just worked out. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. I'm
That's
lucky,
true.
you know, and I have
Yeah.
a great team and I work for a great company and I get to help people and it's state of the art. And, you know, you get to interact with so many different types of people from different areas in life. You know, sometimes it's only over the phone. I'll never see these people ever, but um, you know, it's really cool getting to talk to people and give them some sort of hope, you know, hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it's like that, it's crazy because in any like helping profession, and I feel like even, especially when you're kind of on the communication side like you, it's so, you know, you talk to tons of people every day, right? But like your name sticks in people's brains for probably the rest of their lives when they're able to get help. So like even if you've never face to face seen them, they're like, Theren was the guy who helped get them into treatment. And that's like such a crazy, you know, kind of position to hold. It'd be fun if you could like someday see them all, you know, have like one big party together and celebrate. That'd be sweet.
That would be nice. I try to make it apparent to the individuals I work with that they can call me anytime, that I'm there for them, you know. And I do have parents and individuals call me, even though they're either son or themselves, they're not even at our program anymore. They call me asking for help with finding, you know, maybe a therapist or something. And I always try to do my best to be an outlet for them either way. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. What do you find like, um, is there something in particular you feel like families often need support with when they call in, or are you kind of just like talking with each family member, each loved one to see like what it is that they're struggling with and how they need to move forward?
yeah, you know, I want to gauge like where they're at, what they're looking for, you know, what they need before I put any sort of input. I want to hear them out. I want to listen. You know, I think if you can get someone to listen to you, you know, and get someone to open up, I think, you know, you not necessarily win them over, but you build trust with them because, you know, I'm not here just to say this is what we do and this is what we offer. If you don't like it, bye. It's like, okay, what's going on? What are you going through? What is he or she going through? What is your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife going through? Tell me more, tell me more, tell me more. I mean, I want to hear it. You know, I want to listen. So then I can make my best judgment call to help, you know, eventually when they're done, you know, talking and I can, you know, sympathize with them and let them know I've been in the same position possibly, and this is what I did, and then kind of go into what we offer and make a judgment call of, you know, our program is right for them, or would they benefit from our program? Um, you know, that's kind of what I like to do. I like to hear their story, you
Yeah,
know.
and that makes it so much. I hope prospective clients and their families watch this because I think that helps take the pressure out of that first call so much to know that like you're not calling to someone who's like gonna sell you this cookie cutter like therapy. It's like you're calling to someone who cares about your future, your recovery, your state right now, and how you're going to get there and your story individually and will help you. It's like you're forming an ally more than you're calling a sales rep, right? And you get to walk with these people as they find their way forward, which I think is it takes the pressure off of that call of like you're not going to get judged. We want to know your story so that we can help you move forward.
Absolutely. You know, I feel that our program and facility sells itself. I don't feel like I need to sell it. I feel with the amenities, you know, the treatment, the therapies, I mean, it's great. It's amazing. I feel like, and I can tell them about that. My job is to, you know, is this program right for you? And if it's not, you know, let's figure something else out for you. How can I help you? You know, I'm here for you, whether it's, you know, just to talk to some extent or to help you find a different outlet. So, and I feel like that builds a relationship. You know, I cherish all the relationships I gain with, you know, through people I have met on the phone. Whether I've helped them and they're, you know, they've been out of our program for 6 months and I get a call, hey, can you help me find a therapist or whatever? You know, I'm happy to do that. And I cherish those. I do. That's important. That's, for me, that's fulfilling in life. I think interactions and I think, you know, being social brings you a richer life, you
Yeah.
know, and so that just adds to the richness of it, you know, I think ultimately leading to a better life.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's we even, work that into our I mean, that's so true that like our therapy is based on that a lot. There is individual therapy, but a lot of the therapy happens in groups, and that's because there can be so much meaning and learning and like value that comes from growing together with other people and relationships and whatever that may be, whether it's like a peer-to-peer relationship or maybe a mentor like you or a therapist to clients. So that's awesome. So I guess we'll wrap up here. But my last question is, coronavirus is, kind of it's kept a lot of life things down, right? But like we're moving forward at APN, like you're still trying to form, like we're still forming friendships. We're trying to reach out to people, connect with people. So like, what's something exciting, either in your own life or at APN Lodge right now that you feel, that you're like, this is a good thing, even though there's lots of hard things coming in the world, you're excited about what?
I think being able just to still talk with people, whether it's through phone or, still, I think, I think the whole world in general, and myself, I'll speak for myself, has been able to connect with family, and loved ones a lot more than I probably would have before this has happened. I think at first it's like it causes issues because you're together so much and you're not used to it, and then you learn to bind together and it brings you closer. And so I think that's been a great experience through all this. And, being able to just help people in general is nice still.
It's so good. Yeah, it's the idea that we can still, and sometimes like, it's hard at the beginning with relationships or whatever. You're like, we're in such a tight space. And I mean, as you know, as I know, in difficult times, there's more potential for growth, right? So it can either break you or it can make you stronger. And it does that with relationships. And yeah, and it's so cool that we live in a world now that has the technology, that we can continue doing our jobs to help people, even though we can't like see them face to face right now. It's very cool.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's good to see your face again. I'm glad you're, alive and kicking in coronavirus times. So thanks for everything you do, at All Points North Lodge. I can speak for everyone. We're honored to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was really good to see you too. Thank you for having me. And,
yeah. All right, guys. Well, that is it for Team Tuesday this week. Catch us next week for another intro to another team member. And stay safe, stay healthy. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.